Listen, I have exclusive video, I have exclusive audio, and I have a story that you want to pay attention to. Black students in a Floyd County, Georgia school, they have been suspended because they dared to wear a shirt that said Black Lives Matter. They were going to protest against the Confederate flag being in their school system, worn by students, and racism against administrators, and it goes deep. Now, flyers were going around the school saying, hey, we're going to protest. It will be peaceful. It will be away from school property. And the principal told them that he will have them arrested if they engage in any protest, even outside of the school campus. Not only did he say it, he said, if you have a flyer about this peaceful protest, you will be disciplined. I have the exclusive audio of the principal of Coosa High School in Floyd County, Georgia, threatening the students. The name of the principal is Judson Cox. Here it is.
We have some folks who weren't on campus earlier this morning when they made this announcement, so I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware and did receive this information. The administration is aware of tomorrow's planned protest. Activity of this kind will not be allowed here at Coosa High School. We're planning for a normal day tomorrow. Extra staff and police will be present here at school. If students insist on participating in this type of activity, they will be disciplined for encouraging unrest in the school environment. Additionally, if you are in possession of the flyers or any publicity materials related to this activity, you should bring those down to Ms. Putnam immediately. At this point in time, possession of these materials will be considered a discipline issue. Please note that all aspects of our Floyd County student behavior policy, including dress code, will be respected and enforced.
It gets even deeper than this. You just heard the school principal threaten to arrest his own students for engaging in a peaceful protest outside of school property that was scheduled to happen the day after he said that. There's more. Let's put up a picture of these students. Some of the students, they have now decided to sue that school system, and it gets deep. Let me show you what these Black students have to witness on a regular basis. You see that? That's the attire, okay? They are, the students, white students, are allowed to literally wear Confederate flags to school. That is considered to be appropriate for the Coosa High School. But if you wear a shirt that says Black Lives Matter or BLM, you are suspended. There's more background. Black students who were suspended for trying to protest Confederate flag displays at their school in Georgia have filed a federal lawsuit against their school district and its board members, accusing them of allowing an extensive pattern of racism, including overt bigotry and animosity by some white students and teachers against African American students. There's more. They also allege unfair punishment. Students are banned from wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, but Confederate flag apparel is acceptable under the school's dress code, the lawsuit says. The students, joined by their mothers as plaintiffs, already made news when their protest at Coosa High School was stifled last fall. Put up a picture of the high school. Now, this is why I want you to see the picture of the high school. The students were planning to protest across the street, off of the property. It was clear in the flyer, it was clear in the organization, and the principal, remember, the principal threatened to have them arrested for protesting even outside of school property. Now, here's why this is ironic. This school actually went viral because white students at that same school just a few months ago decided to do a reenactment of the murder of George Floyd. Once this reenactment of the murder was published on social media, the school system said, oh, we are powerless to do anything about it. While it is on social media, it did not happen in front of an administrator, and we cannot confirm that this was on our school campus, but it clearly was. So at that time, the leadership said, well, we're not able to regulate these things that are external of the school, even though it happened at the school. But then the principal threatens to arrest students for planning a peaceful protest off of school property. Now, in their lawsuit filed on Tuesday against the Floyd County School District and its board members, they allege an extensive pattern of racism, including white students reenacting the murder of George Floyd and posting it on social media, and a student who carried what appeared to be a whip and told a black student, "We used to whip you." No discipline for that student. That obviously was within the context of the code at the school. Now, you may have heard of Floyd County before. You know who represents Floyd County? Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. That gives you some context of the area you're dealing with. Let's put up a picture of the school board members that are party of the lawsuit. But look at that. Does that surprise anyone? The suit faults administrators for deliberate indifference to acts of racial animosity toward black students perpetrated by white students and teachers. Remember, it's a 1-2 combination here that creates atmosphere, as well as schools' viewpoint discrimination, as well as the school's viewpoint discrimination in its dress code and the inconsistent administration of discipline policies to the detriment of black students. There's more. Joining the students as plaintiffs are their mothers. So let me tell you this. Lakeisha Turner, Jessica Murray, those are two mothers you have to pay attention to in this story. Miss Murray was pulled over by a police officer after picking up the suspended children and detained by the police until school officials presented her with a letter threatening criminal trespass charges if she was found again on school grounds. Their authority obviously goes beyond the school system. I'm talking about the good old boy network here that we are exposing. We're about to break every single one of you up. You see, exposure is a great disinfectant to corruption. You all are on my list today. I got more. Put up his picture. Superintendent of schools. His name is Dr. Glenn White, okay? Joining the students, obviously, are the mothers, the students. That guy is fighting against it. Dr. Glenn White on Tuesday said the district disputes the allegations, but had been advised by lawyers to not get into specifics at this time. The Floyd County school system looks forward to presenting the facts on this situation in court. Dr. White told the Associated Press in a phone interview. Keep his picture up. The buck is supposed to stop with him, right? He is protecting the madness that permeates in that culture in that local school district. Where is Coosa High School? Let me give you an idea. Coosa High is near Rome. It is in the heart of Northwest Georgia's conservative 14th Congressional District, which is represented by Marjorie Taylor Greene. About 10% of the school's more than 800 students in grades 8 through 12 are black, state enrollment figures show. About 58% are white, while 26% are Hispanic, and the remainder are multicultural or another race. The man leading the charge, advocating for these students, is civil rights attorney extraordinaire Harry Daniels. Let's put up the picture of Attorney Daniels. There's Attorney Daniels next to Benjamin Crump. On another case, I was able to speak with Attorney Daniels earlier today, and it is clear that not only did this happen, but there's so much more that will become part of the official record within the next 2 weeks. The lawsuit accuses school officials of creating an atmosphere where certain viewpoints, including white nationalism and white supremacy, are permitted. When a group of students sought to protest the ability of their classmates to wear the Confederate flag on campus, the principal threatened student Desiree Turner that she could be jailed for instigating a riot. The lawsuit says The principal also announced over the intercom that any student protesting or even possessing a flyer announcing the protest would be disciplined. You heard that statement right here. You heard it in his own words. Some more insight I received from Attorney Daniels earlier today is that initially the black students were suspended for 5 days, and their white allies that supported them in this planned protest, they were suspended for 1. Parents, white parents, made an issue about the inequity of treatment, and the school decided to amend it to a 1-day in-school suspension for the black students after white parents spoke up. This is racial bullying. This will not be tolerated on our watch. We will stay with this story until there's a resignation of the principal, the superintendent to start. A.B., what are your thoughts on this story?
First of all, I think the audacity of the blatant racism and constitutional violations, right? We're looking at a free speech violation, our First Amendment, which is something that we've been arguing a lot recently. We're looking at due process violations. But I wanna say this is what the Supreme Court has said about free speech. It's the function of free speech is to invite dispute, okay? And the freedom of speech, although it's not absolute, is protected against censorship or punishment unless shown likely to produce a clear and present danger of a serious substantive evil, that rises far above public inconvenience, annoyance, or unrest. The type of speech that these black students were participating in is protected under our First Amendment. Whether the white students like it or not, whether the white teachers like it or not, they are fully protected to voice themselves like that. For us to limit these young children because of their race, to make them feel like they are not protected under our Constitution because of their race, because you don't agree with the fact that they disagree with your racism, it's foul, it is traumatizing, and it goes against what we stand for as a country. We gotta get our democracy in check real soon.
Very well said. We're gonna stay on top of this story. Now remember, conservative lawmakers, they want you to believe that critical race theory is the greatest challenge in public education. It's not even taught in public education, but that is their red meat legislation to get all of their followers excited. Unfortunately, their followers, conservative followers, are not excited about fighting actual racism inside of school systems.